I've been doing karaoke now 16 years. Going on 16 years. I might be in like closer to 17 years. Yeah, because this was pre 9/11, so it was always something I wanted to do, and I kept running from it. And it's one of those things I tell people that I didn't choose to do this, karaoke chose me. But I ran from it, something I always wanted to do. I had signed up after school. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I always liked to sing, but I always, I'd chicken out. Like, in choir, like, in school, I would sign up, and then I would get D's and F's in choir because I wouldn't sing. And because I would, literally, start to turn inward. It's like a feeling that I could feel. I wanted to sing, but I didn't have permission to sing. And when I got into school, people would have a cappella groups or a rock band. In college, you'd see one of those flyers saying looking for a singer, or do you want to be in an a cappella group? Do you just want to sing? And I would always take the number, and I'd never call it. I had people that would hear me sing. My friends knew I could sing. My family knew I could sing, and drive my parents crazy for me to sing around the house all the time, sing in the shower, the bathroom, the car, wherever, and then bring home an F in choir. What is going on with you? And they'd call my teacher, and she's like, he doesn't participate, he doesn't sing. And my mom was like, are you talking about the same person? Because he sings all the time here. And my choir teacher would be like, well, he doesn't sing at all in class. Because I didn't have that permission for whatever reason. Right after school, I'm trying to find out what I want to do with my life, and I signed up for the Iditarod. And I was like, I'm going to do the Iditarod, and I didn't even own a dog, but for whatever reason, I'm doing this. And I trained for it, and I get on a flight, and the first stop is the layover in Quebec. During that flight, I sat next to this Korean guy, and his name was Sue. And I don't know how we got talking, but I was he's like, my name's Sue. And I was like, oh, you're a boy named Sue. Deadpan. He's like, yeah, I've never heard that one before. I'm just a huge Johnny Cash fan. He's like, oh, so am I. And I was like, yeah, I love Cash's voice, I love his songwriting, I love his story, just all of it, Folsom Prison. And we hit it off on Johnny Cash. He's like, what are you doing in Quebec? And I'm like, I'm just in a layover here. I'm doing the Iditarod. It's I've come to do karaoke. And I think I may have made a joke about, oh, of course, you're Korean. And he's like, you don't understand. He's like, yeah, in Asia, Korea, Japan, there are karaoke bars everywhere. It's a huge thing. It's taken very seriously. And he's like, but no one takes it more serious than the Canadians. And no one takes it more serious than the French Canadians. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, there's this place called Gatineau, Quebec. And he's like, it is the Mecca. I'm coming here because out back home, out of all my friends that I do karaoke with and I run the clubs with, he's like, I'm the only one that's never gone. In a way, I've been disrespectful to the art form by never paying, my respects to Gatineau. I was like, what? And the whole time when I'm talking to him, I'm thinking to myself, this is weird. How many Koreans do you sit next to on a plane that love Johnny Cash, that are as passionate about singing as you are, and then I just happen to have a layover in what now I realize is, the Mecca of karaoke, which is also, I think, karaoke, if you look back into it, the original meaning, the origin, you take the two words, it means permission to voice, permission to sing. I was like, this is too weird. And he's like, well, it's nice meeting you. I hope good luck wherever you're going, with the dog race. And like when he said that, it sounded so ridiculous. And I'm like, what am I doing with my life? And it was right then and there, I got off the plane and I called the trainer and the guy that I was going to do the race with. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not, I can't. And he was obviously really pissed off. And he's like, we've spent the last 18 months training for this. What are you going to do instead? And I'm like, I'm going to sing.